mostly happening to people who are suffering from constipation. And in simple terms, if you see, the constipation creates an inflammation in that area, and eventually that becomes a wound which never heals, right? I have a patient in Bombay recently, about a year back. She was diagnosed with colon cancer primary, and she's an old lady, she's not a child. And this lady had about 13 centimeters of cancer, which was spread to her ovaries. It was closing near her gallbladder region and the lymph nodes of her lungs also. And cut short to about 6 7 months, she's completely free of it. And when she came to us, she was undergoing chemotherapy, everything. We never said no for these medications and treatments because they help a lot. Okay, but when we started with the lifestyle and diet plan, you'll be surprised that she was not even able to pass motions. She was passing only about a spoon at a time. And then we made her eat a lot of high fiber food and made her pass a lot of motions. And I think that did the wonders. Now, if you look at the research, or even if you look at the data and statistics, it says that almost 97% of cancers are non-genetic, out of which about 80 to 90% of cancer is contributed by smoking, alcohol, and your infections like your cervical cancer, your liver cancer. They are also related to infections. If you eliminate this as well as the exposure to radiation and all, the genetic portion is only 2 to 3%, which means it is definitely preventable. Giving you a very, very small example, again taking the advantage that the audience is doctors. A very small example, there is a research which says that if women take 20 minutes of sunbath every day, 50% of breast cancer cases will never happen. And I am writing a paper on why vitamin D supplements are actually unhealthy, and taking sunlight and getting vitamin D from the sun exposure is healthier. Now, if you connect these two things, it's a very, very interesting thing that is coming up. When you take sunlight, a pre-molecule of cholesterol gets converted into vitamin D, which means your cholesterol levels are going down. If you take vitamin D supplement, your cholesterol is never used. So your cholesterol levels actually increase. This cholesterol will get converted into some kind of a hormone, probably estrogen, in a lot of cases, which is already happening. We see so many IVF clinics coming up. We see so many women suffering from weight problems, menstrual problems, PCOS problems, facial hair problems, everything, right? Now, it is very, very well known that if women are having high estrogen, progesterone kind of hormones, it can lead to problems like breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Now, if you are taking sun bath, your cholesterol levels will be low. Estrogen, progesterone will never go up. Okay, if you are taking diets which are very high in fiber, soluble, insoluble fiber, your bile, there is a mechanism you all understand that, which is hepatobiliary cycle, right? The bile gets reabsorbed. The more bile gets out, the cholesterol levels will go down, and automatically the risk of cancer and heart disease will come down. So what you need to do is, you need to take high fiber food, both soluble and insoluble, drink a lot of water, breathe properly, which will eventually help you to evacuate well. And once you're evacuating properly, your hormonal levels will be maintained and cancer will not be a very big risk for you. And it is as simple as that, if I had to sum it up in one sentence. I mean, it is a little technical, but I'm sure the audience is able to understand.
సో సన్ బాత్ అంటే చాలా ఈజీ, కానీ దానికి మనం అస్సలు టైం ఇవ్వట్లేదు. సో ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్స్ ఆర్ ఈవినింగ్.
So we are in a very good location. We are very close to the equator. Before 1 o'clock is a very good time. And if people say that it's too hot and stuff like that, I can tell you that I was brought up in Nepal. Okay, my entire childhood was spent in Nepal. I was born in Kolkata, brought up in Nepal. And there, winters are very cold, and I used to swim in winters. Then I came to study in Chennai. Okay, only 3 climates, hot, hotter, hottest, right? So, but I started taking sun bath, and I've got so used to it that like my holidays are all planned around sun bathing. Me and my wife, we travel to Rajasthan during summers, we go to Karnataka, and so many places in India I'm talking about, where we get a lot of sun. Okay, so it's all about practice. If you can't do it, start with 30 seconds and eventually take it to 20 minutes, 40 minutes. It's amazing. It's really amazing. But evacuation of your bowels properly by consuming a lot of fiber, drinking a lot of water, breathing. This is something, shallow breathing has become the norm. So if you are able to change these three things, your evacuation will be proper, everything will be set.